No question is off limits. We're about to make sure that you have all the answers that you need. If you are shopping for a car, I want you to type me in the comments so I know who I'm talking to. We're live on 4 platforms right now. And if you don't know me, my name is Deshone the Auto Advisor. I spent 14 years in the car business. And now all I do, some of you may know, some of you, this may be your first time seeing me. Now all we do is make sure that everyone who's listening has the opportunity to pay less than everyone else for cars. My mission has been to show you that you are most likely overpaying for cars without knowing it. And I'm not here to beat you up for that, but I am the bad news first person. I cannot get you to paying less than everyone without helping you unlearn the way the car business has programmed you to shop. So as you come in, I have my man Dolan in the background. He's moderating the chat. We're going to have several questions coming from all 4 platforms. It usually takes, a good 5 minutes for people to really start loading in. So feel free to start typing your questions. And I want to make sure you know that my new digital book, Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships, is 75% off as part of our welcome offer. So for the next 30 minutes, you can click the link in my TikTok bio, go grab your copy. You can click the link in the YouTube comments, or you can click the link in the Facebook comments or on my Instagram bio. So whatever platform you're on, you can get your copy. And I want to make sure you know when you come up, you are going to have a support email as soon as you get your book. Make sure you screenshot the thank you page, because that has a support email on there for my team, just in case you type your email wrong, or you don't end up with the book and it's usually we're typing fast. Make sure you screenshot that page that I tell you to screenshot. And also, as soon as you purchase, that page has the book link right there that you can click, open it up. You want to save it to your computer, phone, you get instant access to it. So it'll be 75% off. You won't pay the normal $97 price. That's part of our welcome offer. And I'm looking forward to getting a lot of questions in today. So like I said, we always take a little time to get the questions in. And it looks like we got the first couple. So you want to start going? What's up, John? Love you too, bro. He said, love you, bro. And Dolan, while I'm answering this question, can you set that banner to have that support email for everybody who gets their book? I want them to have access to that. When you get your book, I want you to have it tonight. I want you to be able to dig in. And so Dolan will set up a banner, and we'll get started with the first question. This is Dolores from YouTube. She said, what's the best SUV for seniors? Cars are as different as people. The weirdest car I ever sold when I was with Mercedes, it was a kryptonite green GLA. You may have seen it. You might have seen one drive through your neighborhood and said, who the heck would get that car? Not only would somebody get it, somebody made it. And then a group of people approved it and said, this is a good car. So when you look at cars, you can't base it off of anybody's opinion. You want to go to the data. Now you want to ask yourself, how big of an SUV do you need? There's compact SUVs now. There's so many different categories. There's mid-size SUVs and there's large SUVs. And then there's 3-row SUVs. So when you look at, Dolores, the best SUV for you, what I would tell you is find one that you like, one that catches your eye, and then look at the competitors. Because every vehicle at this particular point in the day and age we're in has at least 5 to 10 competitors. And oftentimes competitors are making cars that, they're going to be some things similar to the vehicle that catches your eye. But when you start looking at competitors, you'll see there may be some things that you like better. There may be some things you don't like. So if you have no clue what car you want, the best thing I could tell you is to pick one that you like, something that catches your eye, and then check out all its competitors. And it's a simple YouTube search. Whatever you like, Chevy Blazer, competitors, and then just look who's competing with it. And then you'll have an idea, because I'm convinced we don't spend enough time shopping. That's why a lot of people will come on my pages and say, Deshone, I just bought a car 3 months ago and I'm ready to get out of it. There's no way you should buy a $30,000 or $40,000 item or a 5 or 6 figure item and then look to change it in three months or 6 months or a year. That means you didn't take enough time to consider you're about to spend a lot of money. You deserve to look at the options without somebody, pressuring you. And that's why my mission is to show you guys how to shop without letting people pressure you. No one should be pressuring you. If you went into the mall to spend $30,000, would you let anyone pressure you? Not at all. And that's how we want to do here. So that's what I would suggest. What's up? This girl gets it done. Laptop CEO. I see a lot of people checking in on TikTok. As y'all come in, can y'all just tap the screen if you're going to spend some time with us? We're talking big money here. This is our Thursday night live. I haven't been live in a while on all 4 platforms, so I'm happy to be here. But I want to make sure y'all get your questions in, type them fast, and Dolan will pull them in, and we'll try to get, we're gonna get through as many questions as we can in an hour. This is John from YouTube. So my sister bought a car literally last week. They called her back saying she had to return the car. She told them she was self-employed at the time of buying a car, but they said the bank didn't approve it. I made a video about this. If you've ever seen this happen, this is how it happens. Whenever you have questionable credit or a questionable situation, like his sister self-employed. His sister's self-employed, which means she has to prove some things, get some bank statements or get some, profit and loss statements to prove it. If they don't give her the definite approval, do not take the car. I'm telling you for future reference, this happens. If you've ever had this happen or heard about this happening, type me. The way this happens is they don't get the approval. It's usually late night. Dealership is closing. And they'd say, okay, well, we'll just let you roll with the car. We're pretty sure, the bank is going to approve you. If you do not have the approval, do not take the car. I don't care how anxious you are. I'm telling you so you can protect yourself from situations like this. Don't take the car until you can until you know for a fact. Because again, John, there's nothing she can do except try to get her own financing. So if she wants to call a bank or credit union, see if she can get, have her get in touch with a credit union, go online and see, can she get her own loan? But if she's only at the mercy of the dealership's bank, then dealership bank didn't approve it. She has to bring that car back. It's unfortunate, but it happens every day. And the best thing to do is not take a car if you don't have a final approval. All right. I don't know. Did I limit this live on TikTok to people over 18? I always got to remember to do that on TikTok. That's the only platform because, unfortunately, that's what it is. But shout out to the sharers. Shout out to everybody who is hitting that share button. I see we got a lot more questions coming in on YouTube's coming with all the questions today. I don't see. Let's go. Type your questions, Instagram. Type your questions, Facebook. And type your questions, TikTok. All right, let's go. All right, this one's Alpha Guinea from Facebook. I have a car, less than a year, but I'm struggling to pay it off. What can I do? I would assess what the car is worth. I would tell you refinance in a different market, but rates are high. So unless you had terrible credit and you paid like 20% interest, 18% interest, where now you could refinance and it's like 10% or less or something like that, that could drop your payment a little bit. But it sounds like you need a significant drop. So what I would tell you is to go on the 5 websites that I'm about to recommend. It'll take you 20 minutes. You need to find out what your vehicle is worth. You need to find out on the market, what is your vehicle worth? We don't trade cars. And some of you who've been here before, if this is your first time on a live stream with us, type 1 in the comments. If this is your first time you've ever been on a stream live with us, Thursday night, September 12th. This is your first time, type a 1 in the chat. If this is not your first time, I see you, Taylor Defries. Good to see you. I see you, Alpha. Okay, hold on. Let me shout out the first time. I say Data Ender. I see you. Gisette Stamps. I see you. Okay. Shout out to Kanume. I see you. Okay. Big Coop. I see you. Okay. Shout out to the first time people. Every platform we're on has a share button. On Instagram and on Facebook, it looks like a little paper airplane. On YouTube, you see the little arrow there. You can tag your friends and we can save more people from overpaying in these car dealerships, because my mission is to show you everything car dealerships don't want you to know. I spent 14 years in car dealerships, 5 years with Mercedes, 5 years with General Motors. I lived in car dealerships for a long period of time. Since then, I've been helping hundreds of people learn the things that car dealerships would rather, they would hate the fact you're here learning what we're talking about. Because the way you buy cars makes them a lot of money. And that's just it. That's why their biggest thing is don't change anything. Don't change anything you're doing. Shop the same way you've been shopping. Just keep thinking you could come in and talk us down. Just keep doing that. That is the mission. But I want to make sure you unlearn that. And I'm going to walk you down a path where you can see how much that's costing you. And we can start to keep thousands more in your bank account with financial literacy and shopping strategy. So what you do is you do what I call an equity assessment. We don't trade cars because you're never going to get what your car is worth trading it. If I had this water and you had this pair of scissors and I said, hey, I'll trade you, somebody's not getting what, so either I'm not getting what the water's worth or you're not getting what the scissors worth, or both. We can't, y'all get that? You're never going to get everything you could get trading. Now, if I said, who's going to pay me the most for this water? And there were buyers ready, like there are for these companies I'm about to tell you, there's buyers ready to buy cars. And all they do all day, all night, 24/7 is see how many cars we can buy. So I want you to, Alpha Guinea, I want you to go to CarMax.com. I want you to go to Driveway. You go right to Google, type these in. Hold on, I don't know why I just got a call and it's on do not. Hold on, I had to put this on do not disturb. And this is the first, after you guys figure out whether you should buy or lease, the first thing you should do is go to these websites that I'm telling you about. If you have a car to replace, you want to go to these websites that I'm mentioning. This is who you want to be selling your car to. 3 of them are online car buyers. Cut you a check right then and there. It's literally come in. Hey, we look at the car. Looks good. They go to the accounting office. Come back with a check. It's that simple. And 3 of them are connecting you to local dealers so that they can bid. CarMax, Driveway, Carvana, Kelly's Blue Book Instant Cash Offer, AutoNation, Sell My Car, and Car Guru, Sell My Car. I'm going to say that again. If you got a pen, and I want you to tune in. Listen, you're not gonna get below market prices and show you the prices that I'm about to show you. Get some of these deals that I'm about to be going over that me and my people get. Doesn't matter the market. You're not gonna pay these prices without you being locked in. So if you locked in, just type locked in. All right. Type the locked emoji. Type locked in. Deshone, let me know, Deshone, on this Thursday night, I'm locked in with you. It's too much people. I need all my money. I need to make sure I can't leave $1 on the table, much less thousands. I'm not gathering y'all here to talk about hundreds of dollars. Everything we're going to discuss, every mistake that I want you to avoid is worth thousands to you. And you can stack mistakes. So CarMax, Driveway, Kelly's Blue Book Instant Cash Offer. I see you, Philly Speed, locked in. Kelly Blue Book Instant Cash Offer, AutoNation Sell My Car, Car Guru Sell My Car, Carvana, CarMax, and Driveway. Those are 6 offers, competing offers. I see you, Taylor DeVries, locked in. Shout out to my people locked in. I see you, Skinner, Elstead, locked in. Antoine, locked in. That's what I'm talking about. Alpha Guinea, locked in. I see you. Now, when you get those bids, that's going to tell you the most your vehicle is worth on this market. Then you call your bank, you find out what your payoff is, what you owe. After you find that out, that's going to tell you if you have positive equity or negative equity. If you owe 20 and your highest offer is 25, you have positive equity. If you owe 20 and your highest offer is 18, you have negative equity of $2,000. So in order for you to switch to a less expensive vehicle, tell me, Alpha, do you own or lease that car? Just put O or L in the chat, and I'm gonna see, and because there's a lot of people in your position right now, Alpha. They're driving a car, they can't afford it, or they want to lower their payment. And if we change the structure, I can show you how to lower your payment and still get a quality car versus lowering your payment and needing to really go down in car and get a much less expensive car to lower your payment. So do you? Okay, so you own it, you finance it. Okay, so what I want you to consider is going from a finance to a lease. Now, if you go from a finance to a finance, you're going to have to buy a significantly less expensive car. If you give me a number roughly, what do you owe on that car? Roughly. And all of you who are like, Deshone, this is a lot to remember. How can we get it? Just all my new digital book, Cars from Home, 7 Steps of Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealership, has everything in it step by step. And you can get your copy for 75% off in my TikTok or Instagram bios. You can get it in the comments on YouTube. We have a comment pinned in YouTube, and you guys can see the comment on Facebook. You can see the link on Facebook. You can have your copy, and as soon as you make sure you go within 30 minutes, you'll see a timer. You get 75% off. And as soon as you get your book, you'll see on the thank you page, I give you 2 things. The link to open the book, that's one. And then I give you a support email, just in case you have any trouble getting the book for any reason. You get a support email. I want you to screenshot that page, and then you can come back and, come back to the broadcast. But okay, you owe about 32. Okay. So now you're giving me more information. I can fill this out. 32 is gonna be about, if you finance more than 32, I figure your payment could be about, $700-800 a month. How much is your payment, Alpha? Give me give me all the data I need so I can try to really help you get to where you need to be. How much is your payment, Alpha? How much is your payment? You owe 32 on this car, and this is how you should consider when you are switching from a car, y'all. This is the process. First thing we're going to do is decide whether we're going into a purchase or a lease. And you need to ask yourself, how long are you keeping this next car? Now, if Alpha says, Deshone, I'm keeping this next car more than 8 years, then I switch him to another finance, because he's going to pay off that car, and then he's going to keep that car a long time, and he's going to beat the depreciation that car is going to, any negative equity, all the big money he's going to pay over 3, 5, 6 years. Once he keeps the car a long time, it'll all make sense. But if he pays all that money, goes into another finance, pays this high payment, pays this high payment, pays this high payment, and then switches right into another finance again, he's going to keep in that high payment cycle. And that's what a lot of you do, because you don't understand leasing. But you're going to understand leasing starting today, because not understanding leasing is the reason why a lot more money is coming out of your pocket. And all of this stuff about, leasing is renting. Listen, let people talk that crap. The more you stay here, you'll see they don't even make financial sense. Banks don't want to hold on to cars long term. Why do people want to do it? A bank never wants a car attached to them that doesn't have payments coming in. Banks don't want to own paid off cars. It means nothing. It's a depreciating asset. A bank does not want a depreciating asset on their books. Think about that. They want to be able to turn those cars. So when you see how financial people do it and say, oh, well, there's a reason banks don't want to hold on to cars. They keep going down in value. Now, if you're going to keep it a long time, that's when we buy. 8+ years, that's when we buy. Every one of you who's not, I want you to type in, what's the average number of years you keep your cars? And now let's get back to Alpha. So Alpha's paying $662 a month. He had a 72-month loan. So what you could do is assess your values, get the equity assessment that I said. Go to those websites, find out the highest offer you can get for that car. If you end up having negative equity, what you want to do, what I do it from you, is I'm switching to a car that I can get like a $350 to $400 payment on without money down. We've had people get like A Nissan Rogue. We just helped somebody get a Nissan Rogue. High threes a month. No money. All they did was give them their first month's payment. Drove out of there. It was about a $30-something thousand vehicle. So now your payment is under 4. Now we got to see what your equity position is. If you could break even, then you're all right. If you got a little negative equity, you could throw it on top. But if you go into another finance, you don't have a way to go, because the finance itself, once you look at buying another you can buy a $30,000 car. Every $5,000 on a car, y'all, is how much per month? Every $5,000 on a car is how much per month? $100. Exactly. So if you buy a $30,000 car and you finance it, that's a $600 payment right there. So you're not going anywhere. The only way you're going to be able to lower that payment is you need to switch from that to a lease, or you'd have to switch from that to like a $15,000 car. That's an option if you're going to keep the car long term. So you need to ask yourself, how many years am I keeping this next car? And I don't want to hear you have negative equity until you get those 6 offers that you just told me. I don't want to hear the dealer told you have negative equity. I want you to get the offers and then kind of say, okay, Deshone, I got the 6 offers from all the online car buyers, and hey, I have $2,000, I have $1,800 in negative equity. Get the work. That what I just told you to do going on those websites takes 20 minutes. I'm not interested in what one dealer said to you. I'm not interested in that. There's too many buyers out here, and that's who we go to. All right. Let me shout out to people on Instagram. Now, can y'all hit that paper plane on Instagram? As soon as you hit that paper plane, you could go down the list and share this with one friend. Share this at least with your best friend. At least. Thanks, Val. I see you. Shout out to the sharers. Shout out to the sharers. Val, do me a favor. Send me a DM right now. Just because you shared and I happen to catch it, I want to send you a free copy of my book. You won't even pay the 75% off price. I just appreciate the sharers. And every now and then I'm like, yo, I got to do something for the people that share and tag friends. Val, send me a DM. Send me your email. I'll send you a free copy of the digital book, Cars from Home. Now, for the rest of you, like, Deshone, I want a copy. You can go to my TikTok bio, Instagram bio, 75% off for the next 30 minutes. You get your book. You won't pay the normal $97 price. And that is all my strategy, step-by-step, for leasing cars, purchasing new cars, purchasing pre-owned cars. Has negative equity tips, has bad credit tips, has high mileage driving. It's all in there. It's 5-star rated. And on the YouTube, and we have a copy. We have a link on Facebook you can click, and we have a link in the YouTube comment pin. 75% off. Go get your book. Let's go, Dolan. Next question. What do you think? Oh, this is Mima from TikTok. What do you think about purchasing a car from Carvana, but I'm getting financing somewhere else? Purchasing a car from Carvana is like going into one store, and because they have a lot of I compare it to like going into the Dorito factory, the Dorito chips factory, and they have tons of different flavors, but there's no competition there. They're not competing with each other. Competition is what we use to drive down prices. When you see the prices we pay, like give you an example, Danielle is leasing. She got a $44,000 Audi. She's paying $550 a month. So think about that. The same vehicle that, somebody who's a 40, some of you might have this. It's an Audi A3 Quattro 2024, $44,000 vehicle. Some people are paying $800 a month for that. She's paying $550 because she understands deal structure. She understands leasing. She understands she's not keeping this car more than 8 years. She's not going to tie up a bunch of money in this car. She wants a car that is reliable, brand new. Most times you lease, 99% it's brand new, but she's not going to get that price without competition. So she sits at home, and what you have to do with every car you look at is use the internet the way it's designed to find competition. I don't care if you're shopping for a Honda. I don't care if you're shopping for a 2017 Honda and you're like, man, I saw this nice one. It's a blue one right around the corner from my house. There's hundreds of those. I'm telling you, there are hundreds of that same car you saw within 200 miles of you. So the mission is to sit back and say, okay, how do I make sure I'm looking at all of my options to make sure that that one that I'm going to get is the least expensive one? And that's what we're not doing. We're not bringing competition to our car deals. You're going in and you're finding one person's product and going in and begging them to lower the price for you. Listen, hey, come on. I know you're asking 29. Can you come on, knock off another? Can you knock off 2 more thousand for me? That's begging. When you sit at home, when you learn the cars from home way of shopping, you're going to be able to see every single car that dealer knows his competitors have. That is the name of the game. Seeing all the cars that the competitors have that the dealers don't want you to see. Why do you think as soon as you walk in the dealership, they throw the handcuffs on you? Sit down. Hey, listen, stay here. Listen, relax. They don't want you getting up. We don't want you getting up. Hey, where you going? Listen, can we talk? Have a seat. Listen, we got some great programs. What can we do to work this out for you? Because the last thing they want you to do is realize their competition will sell the same car to you for thousands less. So who doesn't like negotiating? Type me in the chat. And this is all based on Mima's question, which is, hey, should we buy a car from Carvana, even though I'm getting financing from somewhere else? Anytime you are looking at a used car, you should be looking everywhere used cars are. So you should be on not just Carvana, Mima, you should be on CarMax. Not just CarMax, you should be on Carfax.com. There's 8 marketplaces we use. Carfax.com, Cars.com, CarGurus.com, AutoTrader.com, eBay Motors. These are marketplaces that all have different cars. And I'm going to tell you something that I know you never heard before. And I just learned this when I was shopping for my pre-owned cars. Because even though I have strategies, even though I have the process, I still learn different things as I shop and as I teach other people to shop. I went on a car buying site when I was looking at my Infiniti. One dealer had a vehicle was listed on one site for $2,000 more than it was on another site. It was the same vehicle. Now, I knew from being in dealerships what happened. That dealer lowered the price, but because it took more time for one website to update than the other, one website showed the new lower price and the other website didn't. So you see why type a light bulb or type got it to understand. If you see why it's important to shop multiple marketplaces, you need to see all the product. And I know that you have been just programmed to just maybe, Deshone, I just shop one, but you're not going to be able to get the below market deals if you're not exploring marketplaces. It's just not going to happen. You cannot fall in love with a car that has 100 copies of it. Your mission is to sit at home the way I want to teach you and to look at the market. It's on a computer. Most of you are great with computers, and you'll be able to see, wow, I didn't realize that the 100-mile radius around me is one big marketplace for me. For me. They want me going into one dealership. They want you going into one dealership saying, hey, I like this car right here. Can we talk about that? Not realizing there's 100 of that same car. That's the big deal. Okay, Mima? So you have to go open those other websites. If you like a car on Carvana, open those other websites I named: Carfax, CarMax, Cars.com, AutoTrader.com. Punch the same cars in, and then look at the price ranges. What we do when we look at a used car, the first thing you want to do is assess the market. You can't get a below market deal if you don't know what the market prices are. So what you want to do is when you open those websites, I want you to start an account on all of them. I think 6 out of the 8 allow you to start an account. That means you're gonna put in your email address and you're gonna get alerts of new inventory. Soon as you put in what you're looking for, I want you to go 3 years back, and then I want you to see what comes up. Then you could go 4 years. You go 4 years back, and I want you to see where the prices are. You need to see, okay, the lowest price is 22, highest price is about 29. You're going to see this range. The 29s are the ones who, the dealers who are like, they have people coming in just wanting to negotiate, not realizing that they have those cars marked up so high, even if they negotiate, you're still overpaying. So you're seeing the market. Okay, I see the low side of the market is 22. I see the high side of the market is 29. Now, when you do that, you're going to see that most of the cars around 22 are trash. Bad Carfaxes, frame damage, airbags deployed total. The first thing we want to do is look at the Carfaxes. Now, I have a strategy that I use, and I know the people that's locked in gonna get it. I have a strategy that I use to get free Carfaxes. It's in my book. So if you're on Carfax.com, you can see the Carfax. I don't want you to buy a Carfax. If most of the time you can actually bypass the marketplace, go to the dealer's website, and that dealership will have an agreement with Carfax, and you can find the Carfax. That right there is just saved you $100. Anybody that knows me knows. People know me in New Jersey. They would call me up until I came to the internet and started this, education business. People knew, man, I'm calling Deshone. I'm calling Deshone. I'm calling Deshone. Everything that I'm talking about is worth thousands. But I'm only talking to a couple people. I know that out of the couple hundred people that tuned into these broadcasts, I'm only talking to like 50. It's only like 50 that's just locked in. I know that. The rest of the people are distracted. That's just a fact. Life is distracting you, all types of things. And I'm talking to the people who are locked in. That's a strategy right there where if you just know how to get Carfaxes, I just saved you a couple $100. So once you see the Carfaxes, now you can see the reason we don't like auto check, we like Carfax, is because Carfax shows the service records. And that's the second way we narrow down when we're looking at used cars. So the first way we're looking at is the title. That's how we're narrowing down. Because like I said, we're shopping for a used car now. We have a huge, big marketplace. That's what's all around us. Huge, big marketplace that we use for, but now we have to narrow down. We have to narrow down from these dozens of cars or hundreds of cars to our top cars, top 5. So we're doing it based on title history first, but we need to know the low side of the market. That's the first thing we're doing. Look at that low price to the high price. And then we're looking at the Carfaxes. Okay, boom. Frame damage car, no good. Salvage title, no good. Rental car, probably not going to do that. I'm not totally against rental cars, but they'd have to be, everything else has to be perfect and the price has to be incredible. So now we're narrowing it down based on that. Then we go into service records. The service records are the most expensive thing. Are the most important thing to understanding if you have a good car. Because you could have a great car, Honda, historically one of the most reliable cars in the world. If the person didn't service it, it's trash. So the service records are super, super. You'll hear people say, oh, well, what if I change the oil myself? Not good enough for me. Unless you got all the receipts to show me that, the value of your car is lower. So service records are that if you don't want to see gaps, you don't want to pull up a Carfax and you see, okay, I don't see any service for from 20,000 miles down to 60,000 miles. What happened there? Red flag. Not doing it. This is how people end up with cars that are in the shop. Who's experienced it? Be honest. Bought a car, thought you were doing great, and then it didn't work out that way. Hold on one second. So we want to. Those are the steps you want to take to make sure. Why is it only 11? Oh wait, no, I don't want to join. Hold on, I just ran some invites. Hold on. So, no, I wasn't trying to invite No, I wasn't trying to invite y'all to join the live. So, okay, hold on. No, I just hit the wrong button on Instagram. All right, my fault. Can you? Oh man, Okay. Can you do me a favor with live on 4 platforms? My fault. Can you just hang that up, please? I was just running down inviting some of my followers to the broadcast, but I was hitting the wrong button. I was actually inviting people to jump on the live. So after service records, now we're moving to accident history. Accident history, some people, hey, I don't do accident. That's fine. Here's what I would tell you. An accident is not necessarily a deal breaker, but you need to know what type of accident is on that Carfax. You need to know, is that an accident that was a serious accident? Is that an accident that, and how do you know? Carfax will tell you, if you see vehicle was towed, red flag. Bad, red flag. Red flag. Vehicle towed means, that was a pretty rough accident. If you see airbag deployed, red flag, they may total that car out. But if you see vehicle is drivable, that may be one you want to consider. Vehicle drivable, that could be, somebody was coming out of supermarket, had a little fender bender, they called the cops, that's now on the Carfax. Anytime the cops are called, it's going to be on the Carfax. So you want to look for clues. But that's how it's 2 things we want to make sure when we get in a pre-owned car. You need to get a quality car and you need to pay less than everyone else for it. Below market deal. If you get a quality car and you overpay for it, you lost. If you get a below market deal and you don't get a quality car, it's breaking down every 3 months, you lost. So those are the 2 things. And the way you're going to do that is, that's my screening process for narrowing down inventory. And then we start moving into, how do we make sure we're paying the best price? Well, before that, I said we got to assess the market. So we're looking at the low side and the high side. And now we created accounts on all of these platforms. So every single car that pops up, we get it first on our email. Hey, this just popped up. So we're looking for cars now on that low side of the market. All I care about is that low side. If it's a 22 at the low side, 29 at the high side, I'm looking for 22, realizing 22, most of the stuff is going to be garbage, like I said a little while ago. But every now and then you see one that pops in, it's like, oh, that has a good title history. Oh, it's good service record, good accident history. Now we need to verify fees. Are they going to try to list this car for 22 and change? And then when I get there to try to say, oh, we have $4,000 in fees in the market and all of this. So we verify fees before that. And then once we verify there's no bogus fees, we pull the original window sticker. Because and what I'm about to say, no one, you've never heard it before. You probably said, most of what I'm saying, you probably said, Deshone, I never heard most of this. But you definitely never heard this. They try to sell used cars based on market value. That's algorithms. That's garbage. That's garbage. Algorithms are, the average prices of Honda Accords say this is a good deal. The average price that's listed say this is a good deal. That means nothing to us. The only thing that's important is, I'm gonna tell you this. When I was shopping for my Infiniti truck, it was a 2020. I got it like I got it when it was 3 years old. I had 4 choices. I narrowed it down to 4 choices. Now, they all look similar. They were all between 30 and 32,000. They were like $1,800 apart. They're all white. They all look, most people would have just said, hey, I'm going to pick just the one that I think feels good. Here's where you would have lost. You pull the original window sticker. Once I got the original window sticker, I saw what's in the vehicles, and I saw one was 46 brand new. Now they have it listed for 31. One was 48 brand new. They have it listed for around 31. One was 52 brand new. They have it listed for around 31. One was 54 brand new. They have it listed for around 31.8. So the one I got might have looked like it was the most expensive, but it was 54,000 brand new, 42% discount from the original window sticker price. That means I had the bigger savings on that pre-owned car than those other 3 options. Had I got the one that was $1,000 less, I'm actually getting a car that has 6,000 less equipment in it. Type clear if you got that. Type wow if you got that. Because a lot of you have bought used cars, but you never heard, Deshone, I never heard nobody tell me I should get the original price. Well, what is more important than the original price when you're looking at a pre-owned car to determine how much discount you're getting? Y'all clear? We clear? I see you, James. He's like, wow, I see you. That's the name of the game. I see you, Terrell Taylor. So these are the things that the car business does not want you to know. I see you, Divinity, on TikTok. These are the things the car business doesn't want you to know, because as long as you keep shopping the way they programmed you to shop, you're never going to ask these questions. You just come in, you're trying to do the best you can. And that's why it's my mission to make sure that the people who are locked in, you have all the information you need to pay less than everyone else who's not locked in. That's the mission. All of this is in my new digital book, Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. It'll be in your inbox in a second. You can get your copy for 75% off as part of our book launch offer. You get it in my TikTok bio. You won't leave the broadcast, in my Instagram bio. And we have a link on Facebook. You guys can click it. It's 30 minutes. You get it for 75% off. You won't pay the $97 price. And on YouTube, we have a comment pin for you guys. This is Benita Taylor on YouTube. I bought the car. Oh, hold on. I bought the book, and now I'm leasing a 2024 Acura RDX, purchased below market value, made $17,000 by selling my 2017 RDX. Thank you, Deshone. I stand by the process. You hear that? See, when is the last time you got a car and actually talked about and bragged about your numbers? Congratulations, Bonetta. I want you getting a car. You'll notice one thing. The way they've taught you to shop, you'll get a car. You'll never talk about the numbers because you're not confident in them. You're not confident in those numbers. You get a car, but if I was to say, hey, let me say, would you bet me $1,000 that I couldn't find that car that you just got for thousands less than what you got it for? Most of you say, nah, I'm not going to take that bet. Somebody like Bonetta, who knows how to shop the market, she'll say, listen, I shop the market. I'll take the bet. I want you confident in your car deal. $17,000 selling your old car. I know she got bids, sold her car to the highest bidder, got a check, put that money, come on, put that money in her bank account. She probably used to purchase. And she realized, hey, I'm not keeping these cars 8 years. I need to be leasing. She maximized her equity, sold to the highest bidder, put all of that equity in her bank account. Now she has a below market deal on an Acura MDX, paying less monthly than she was paying to own. Great job. Congratulations. Thank you for trusting the process. Unlearning and relearning. Go ahead, Dolan. Shoot the next question up. Let's go, y'all. Keep the questions coming. Keep the questions coming. Keep the questions coming. Justin on YouTube. Is there ever a good reason to buy a car with a rebuilt title? And if so, what are the crucial things to do and look out for? 2021 Mazda 6 for $13K, no frame damage in my area. If the vehicle's been rebuilt, that means the car was literally in an accident or something happened so bad where the car was basically destroyed and had to be rebuilt. And they do that. And that's what you're driving now. Everything has a value. If you look at I compare this to buying foreclosures. I'm not into having you gamble. I like guarantees. In a world where people are promising things that they just can't deliver on, I like guarantees. I use that word a lot. I guarantee I teach anybody to pay below market value for cars if they're willing to trust my process and stop doing what they've been doing. There's just no guarantee that that car you're going to get is going to be great. It's a roll of the dice. If things start to, break down on you, if electrical issues happen, do people put cars back together all the time? Yeah, it's plenty of people who do that. You can rebuild a car, but the integrity of the car is permanently compromised, which is why you can get a 2021 for $13K, no frame, but the car was destroyed and put back together again. So, I mean, it's a risk. do a great test drive. I would pay a great mechanic, give them $100, $150. If you don't have a great mechanic, go to a company like yourmechanic.com, take them with you, have someone who's a professional look at that car, pay them, consider this like your home inspection. You buy a home, you're going to spend $400, $600, $800, even if you don't buy the home or not, right? Right? Everybody understands that, right? So we'll buy a $300,000 or $500,000 or $800,000 home, and we'll pay hundreds of bucks for an inspection, even if they tell us, hey, you know what? You don't need to buy this house. That was money well spent, right? So the same thing exists in cars. We have the opportunity with cars to pay people who are experts to come in and say, hey, take a look at this car, put it up on a lift. I'll pay you for your time, I'll pay you for your expertise, and more importantly, I'll pay you to protect my money. Have them look at that car. If they give you a clearance, that at least is a little bit more peace of mind for you. That's all I do with a rebuilt title. It's a risk. It could pay off for you big time. You got a phenomenal car. It looks good. You paid a fraction of the actual cost. But there's the other side too. So just do that diligence. Get an expert with you. Go ahead, Dolan. Let's go. Shout out to TikTok. Everybody who's spending time with us, every time you hear something you like, if you could just double tap the screen, I appreciate you. You'll see those likes shoot up. Continue to shoot those likes up. And every time TikTok sees those likes go up, what it does is it tells other people that there's something going on over here. More people need to be over here. So shout out to y'all running the likes up. And we're live on 4 platforms right now. We're on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. This is Antoine from YouTube. We're getting a lot of questions from YouTube. Come on, Facebook. Come on, But listen, we'll go with it because sometimes people ask the same questions you would have anyway. So, Antoine on YouTube, is this a good deal? 2024 Blazer, RS, Chevy Blazer, $48,000 MSRP. I traded my 2019 Nissan, which I owed a little over $5,000. Car was worth $12,000. I got a 6% interest rate, $3,000 down, $522 a month. There's a couple things in there that, look, I'm not in the business of telling people this is not a good deal. Because then what are you going to do? Now you're driving the car and you're just like, oh man, Deshone, this guy who's just this expert on cars and, he told me I didn't get a good deal. Now I'm driving around with that. Here's what I can tell you. It's a shame to be in a $50,000 item and not have the peace of mind that you actually paid a great price for it. So what I would tell you is the way you shop, there's a couple things you did that I recommend you never do again. You mix transactions. I'm about to show y'all over the next minute what I call the 3 pillars of car deals. The 3 pillars of car deals. Who you get your car from. You need to maximize each pillar to get a great deal. Who you buy your car from, that's a transaction. That's one transaction. Who you get your loan from, that's another transaction. You need to maximize that. Who you sell your old car to, third transaction. There's money in each one. Hence why there's companies like the ones I recommended earlier, CarMax, Driveway, Carvana, Kelly's Blue Book, Instant Cash Offer, AutoNation, and Car Guru, Sell My Car. There's companies where they just want to buy your car. They don't want to sell your car. They just want to compete to buy your car because there's money in that. Second, there's banks who just want to give you a loan. Credit unions just want to give you a loan. They don't sell cars. They just want to give you a loan. Why? Because there's money in loans. They want to compete. Lastly, there's dealers that sell cars that want to sell your car, and you need to maximize that. So when you have $5,000 in this transaction, who I bought my car from, we got $5,000 a room. Who I get my loan from, there was another $3,000 from the best interest rate to the lowest interest rate I could have got. Then who I sold my car to, there's $2,000 to $3,000 from the highest offer I could have got to what I get trading it. Well, that's about $10,000 to $12,000 right there that you mixed into one. There's no way to guarantee you get a great deal. It's just impossible. So how do we make sure that we get a great deal? Each of these things need to be bid out. It's that simple. And online allows you to do that easily. I have never walked into a car dealership. I haven't walked into a car dealership since 2015 to buy a car. It is literally at home, using a computer, using email, and using it the way it's designed to be used. But I have to give you the strategies on how to do it. So this is, you need to bid out when you, that old car you had, that Nissan, never trade again. You get bids and see who's going to pay me the most money for this Nissan. Like when you heard Bonetta come on here earlier, she said she sold her Acura MDX, $17,000 equity. She bid it out. Then you go and you shop for your Blazer. And you say, okay, out of all the Chevy dealers around me, we reach out to 25. In my book, my new digital book, I show you how to contact 25 dealers in 20 minutes. I call it the 25 to 5 strategy. We're going to connect with 25 dealers on a new car, and then we're going to get 5 offers, at least 5 offers. So we reach out and we say, okay, out of everybody who has a Chevy, who's going to sell me the car for the lowest price? Who's going to tell me the real rebates on the car? I know you told me there's no rebates, and then this dealer told me well, we have $1,000 rebate, and then this dealer said, oh, we have a $3,000 rebate. Okay, so now I'm getting all my offers, and then after I get my offers, I'm contacting multiple banks and credit unions from home and giving them a chance to compete for my business, for my rate. Because, and I'm gonna tell you, a lot of you don't know this, but I'm about to show you something called the rate window. This is something the credit bureaus allow. Dealers don't want you to know that they allow this. You are allowed within a 14 to 45 day period to have multiple banks and lenders access your credit with a hard pull, and it's going to weigh on your credit score just like one hard pull. So if you let one bank access your credit and it drop your score 8 points, you can let 30 banks and credit unions compete, and it's going to drop your credit the same 8 points. That's called rate shopping. And when you do this, you execute this online, and once you get good at this, you'll be able to do this in 90 minutes. You'll be like, man, I get cars in 90 minutes. Me, I get cars in 60 to 90 minutes, and I'm paying less than everybody, guaranteed. I want you to have that same ability, but you have to step out of dealers, stop it, and it's already paying. Realize that all the money is at home. And that's when you will start saving all the money, and that's when you'll feel empowered, and that's when you'll be able to guarantee. You'll never have to ask somebody, oh, do you think I got a good deal? You will know you got a good deal, and you'll be able to bet on it. All of this is in my new digital book, guys. You can get your copy for 75% off. It's called Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. You can click my TikTok bio. Click that link that says get booked, 75% off for 30 minutes. You won't pay the $97 price. Same thing on Instagram. You can get your copy in my Instagram bio. For those of you on Facebook, you click that link right in front of you, you'll get your copy. And then for those of you on YouTube, we have a comment pinned on you in the comment section for your 75% off. That way you don't have to try to remember this. You're more than welcome to watch the replays of these live broadcasts. But if you like Deshone, I just want the playbook, give me the blueprint, go right there. Now, as soon as you get that book for 75% off, on that thank you page, I want you to screenshot it, because that actually has the link to open your book, and it has the support email to my team, just in case you don't see the book or you type your email wrong, something like that. You can reach out to support and get your book. All right. Skinner from YouTube, Deshone, you say you should only go to the dealership to test drive, right? 3 reasons we go to the dealership. One of them is the test drive. On used vehicles, we only test drive at the end. On new cars and leases, we test drive as part of the shopping. Fun. I have a part, when we get to step 4 in my book, it's called shopping, not buying. You are going to enjoy shopping. You deserve to enjoy shopping for your vehicle. You're about to spend 5 or 6 figures. You should enjoy shopping. So what shopping looks like in our role, and I have a specific way I tell you to set up test drives, because if you don't set up your test drives right, what do I think about leasing a car? I love leasing cars. That's part of what I talk about. I'm trying to get the world to understand if they're not. I just saw this question asked and I had to answer it. I'm trying to get the world to understand if they are not buying a car and keeping it 8 years, you should only be shopping for below market leases. And I prove that to you. I love math. I was in calculus as a junior. Like, I love math. When we go over the numbers, they're undebatable. All of these people talking about never lease a car. Leasing is the most expensive way to. I would put $100,000 to go head to head with Dave Ramsey. Give me 10 minutes. 10 minutes, I'll prove him wrong. I'll collect my $100,000 and we'll set a lot of people free who he unfortunately programmed to overspend for cars. Now, if you're buying your cars and keeping them 8+ years, then you shouldn't be shopping for leases. You should be shopping for below market deals. But leasing is for people who are not keeping their cars 8 years, as long as you know how to get below market leasing. You can't pay what the commercials say. That's not deals. So, but yes, so 3 reasons we go to the dealership, Skinner. One is to test drive a car, brand new car, or lease. We always test drive a car because even though I've had when I was in Mercedes, people, oh, it's a Mercedes, I don't need to drive it. I'm like, listen, drive the vehicle, please. I would make people drive the car because you don't realize until you get a car out and drive it for 15 minutes, just because you like the way it looks, doesn't mean you're going to love the way it drives. Doesn't mean it doesn't have blind spots that you're not going to be able to see and you're not going to be able to deal with. So, but if you don't set up your test drive the right way, then you will certainly run into, you get there to test drive and, we don't have that car and now they're trying to sell you something. So I even have how we set up test drives mapped out. We ask for the right person, make sure we get somebody who's been there a long time, make sure we get somebody who has a good reputation there that everybody likes. That's who we set up our test drive with. And we're only there to test drive and leave. We are never talking numbers in the dealership. Never. There's no way you win. You always lose talking numbers in the dealership. You want to talk numbers where you're empowered at your house. You want to talk numbers where no one can rip you off. At your house. Now, the other 2 reasons we go to a dealership is to sell them our old car or to have our old car appraised. Sometimes we have used car managers that are buying our cars and we need to go there to have them look at it and inspect it. That's the only case that we're going to. And the last thing is to pick up our car if they don't deliver. That's it. Those are the 3 reasons. We are never in a dealership to talk numbers. That is a place where you lose money. You're going to always be out with it. You're going to be feeling for the bottom. Oh, you took off $3,000. I think that's good enough. Well, if you took off $3,000, but look at Tiffany's deal. Tiffany said, "Look, Vic, hold on. Matter of fact, let's use Tiffany's deal." Tiffany said, "I believe we got a good deal from what we learned in the book. 2024 Mazda CX-90 Turbo Preferred Package." She said, "We searched the value of the vehicle. The highest people paid was $42,237. Average pay was $39,437. So that's what the algorithms told her was a good deal. Look, she got a car $44,820. She got a $6,530 discount off that car. $6,530. How did she get it? Bids. Multiple offers. She used my 25 to 5 strategy, talked to 25, to connected with 25 dealers online using all emails. In my book, I have all email scripts. I don't have talking scripts. They're email scripts. She gets multiple offers. Her best offer is $6,500 off. So she can look at the whole market and say, out of all of these dealers that made me an offer, this one right here beat everybody. That's how you guarantee that you paid less than everyone. And it's the only way to guarantee that you paid. You can't feel for the bottom. She could have went in there and they said, all right, we're going to take off $4,000 for you. Without any other offers, you'd be like, well, I think that sounds good. $2,500 more sounds better. Philly Speed from TikTok. I had a pre-approval check and the dealership told me if I go with their financial institution, they would adjust the amount on the car. This is unfortunately, I have a video about this. It's a video about Atlantic Chevy. They did the same thing and I used it as an example and as a opportunity to make a video to teach. They had the video, they had the car listed for a certain price, and they had no intentions to sell the car at that price. This is why I said part of our used car shopping strategy and our process is we must verify the fees before we go to visit the dealership. People say, Deshone, well, I'll just walk out if they play those games. I'd rather not walk out. I'd rather not have anyone waste my time. Because when you go to a dealership, once you get there, if you have to walk out after you've already spent an hour or two there, who lost? Who lost? Like, let's be honest here. What's up, Mel? Good to see you. Vilma Gonzalez, good to see you. Good to see you, Morgan Shallen. Who lost there? You spent you looked online, you got excited about a car, you showed up to talk about the car. Good to see you, S. Fisher. You get there, you spend some time there, you find out, oh, I think I'm gonna get this, and then you find out, oh, well, the price is about to change. You know what? I ain't playing these games with y'all. I'm going home. Who lost there? They're still gonna sell the car. The car that was the real best price on the market right now, you're not seeing. That car selling to someone else because you're wasting your time with some other car that had bogus fees that you could have verified before you went to the dealership to guarantee you didn't waste your time. This is why you have to have a process. There's too many areas for you to make a mistake winging it. Would anyone in here ever wing buying a house? Anybody on here? We've had a couple hundred people come through the live since we've been on here. We've probably been on here for going on 45 minutes or so. No, we're about an hour. We just hit an hour. Would anybody wing the home buying process? No. But without a car buying process, there's too many mistakes you can make. So part of the process is when you see that used car Philly speed, you're like, okay, it looks good. You call. Hey, can I speak to a manager? Hey, I'm looking at this car. Just want to see the price you have here. What fees do you have other than what I'm seeing here online? And then what you do is we always give the dealer a chance to beat our banks. So it's like, hey, I'm gonna get my own financing, but if you can beat it, I'll give you the business. That way you're giving them an opportunity. You're not just saying, hey, you know what? Well, I'm just gonna use my own bank. Well, then they might say, all right. But what we do, we use a process I call the bank bidding war. When you get your book, Cars from Home, you get the bank bidding war blueprint. So everybody who's getting a loan, this is how you make banks and credit unions bid for your loan without affecting your credit. There's thousands in just your loan. There's thousands in the car you're going to buy. There's thousands in your trade-in. That's why we don't trade. We sell cash buyers who cut us a check right on the spot. Thousands in all of these transactions. We're not here on a Thursday night talking about hundreds. People complaining, but they're not doing anything. That's why I love people like Vanetta who just came in and said, yo, I trust the process. And she reaps the rewards. Realize 80% of the people around you are distracted. Look, I'm a marketer. I have to be because I run a business. What they told me when I came in to this business, I'm gonna tell y'all something and then we'll go to the next question. They told me when I started studying online marketing, they said, Deshone, 80% of the people you can't help, they're asleep. I said, I said, no, it's just the way you're presenting it. It's the way, it's the price is too high. It's just, they said, no, Deshone, it does not matter. Most of the world wants to be entertained, wants to laugh, joke. They'll go out and buy something big, have the exact tools in front of them. So I said, nah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make sure that I show hundreds of people. That's why, look, if you can see on this page, everybody who I'm about to share, look, Tope, look, Bonita, Greg, Danielle, all pictures of a car, Eddie, Kimberly, all long posts going over their numbers, going over not just their car, Charles, look, $48,000 Hyundai Palisade, $597 a month payment, no money out of pocket. Look, Pierre got his pre-owned car, 20% off the original MSRP. It's only 1 year old when he got it. Look, Zafrina, 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee, $65,000 MSRP, $579 a month. Look, so that's what I said. I said, I'm going to just show a bunch of people so they can see that people just like them do this stuff. People just like them, they said, look, it don't matter. I said, all right, well, I'm gonna make the information so affordable, because I used to charge people $500 minimum to consult with me. Minimum $500, because I already said that when I was live earlier. People in New Jersey know when it comes to cars. I've been in New Jersey 14 years. People know me. People know my brands from when I was with Mercedes, when I was with Lexus a little bit. I had the Lexus Red Carpet Club. People call me because Deshone will save me the money in my cars. Deshone knows everything about cars and everything. But when I said, all right, forget it. I'm gonna find a way to put a blueprint together, give it to him for $24. Deshone, don't matter. 80% of the people sleep. I'm just telling you what they say about y'all. So I'm a transparent, open book. We got all the results. You can Google Cars from Home. You'll see that book is 5-star rated, Goodreads. You'll see all the people who rated it say, yo, this is amazing. Everyone buying a car needs this book. And we just trying to help more than 20%. But if 500 people come through the live and we only get to help 80, listen, that's what they told me it was going to be. And I might have to go back to them and be like, fellas, you know what? No matter what, y'all was right. But I'll be happy with the 80%, and that's it. But I'm telling you, get the blueprint, get your copy of Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships, 75% off in my TikTok bio, in my Instagram bio, in the comment section on YouTube, or you'll see the link on Facebook. I want to see you win. I want you writing me, showing me a picture of your car, saying, Deshone, check this deal out. Oh, by the way, look at the car I got. You get what I'm saying? But look at this deal. All right, go ahead, Dolan. Shoot the next one then, brother. I know we got a lot more, so let's go. I see you, Zeke. We'll get to you, Zeke, on TikTok. I saw that question too. What's up, elbow shrinker? I don't know if I've tapped this live on over 18 years old. I gotta say something. All right, from TikTok. What's the best time of year to get a pickup truck? GMC 1500. Okay, so what I'm doing so realize this, y'all. Marketing from car dealers, it works, but it's not a deal. It's not real deals. Real deals come from desperation. Real deals come from, I need to sell a car and I need to make this deal, and I'm gonna make it even though we're barely making any money on it. That's a real below market deal. That means we're almost in the red. That's not going to happen when we have a showroom full of people because it's Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend, you got 20 people rallying for the same car. 20 people in there because they all believe, oh, come in on Labor Day, you're going to get a better deal. There's no desperation there. Why would there be desperation when you're sitting there trying to beg for more money off, and there's 2 people behind you, and there's more people and customers walking out? Hey, there's nobody to help me. Hey, they're going to name their price. They may take off a little bit, and then it's like, hey, well, listen, we got too many people waiting. Listen, all car dealers want you to do is keep doing what you've been doing. But when it comes to the best time to buy a car, there is no best time. But I want you to position yourself correctly, and this is how you do it. I'm assuming you're asking about a brand new pickup truck. Type new if you're asking about a brand new pickup truck. When you connect with dealers, you want to have 2 dates in mind. This is in my book as well. Everything I'm talking about, I'm teaching out of my book. You want to have 2 dates. One is the as soon as date. That's the soonest you can make a deal. Yo, you might say, Deshone, I'm waiting for a check. It's not coming till this month. And then then don't get offers. Makes no sense to you to get offers and do what I'm about to tell you to do when you can't make a deal yet. So they're as soon as date, and then you're no later than date. That's your deadline. Do not move your no later than date forward. Some people say, oh, Deshone, I don't need the car until next spring, but I'm gonna just tell them I want it by the end of the year. Don't do that. Because when you reach out to dealers and you tell them that I can make a deal today, but I don't need to make a deal until spring, that gives you leverage. Negotiations and having people submit and making, it's all about leverage. Person who has more leverage is going to make the better deal for themselves. That's why we never buy in dealers. That's why we never talk in dealers, because you have no leverage in the dealer at all, sitting there at their desk. Can't talk to other dealers at all, can't do anything. So you're going to reach out to several dealers, tell them what you're looking for, and then you're going to get their offers. And then you're going to say, hey, if the offer's no good, I'll check back next month. Now, here's what having time does without you. And some of you, I want you to stop shopping last minute every time. See, I teach you how to execute a 3 to 6 month plan when you have it. Now, we've had people who got cars in one day. I think I got somebody up here. Did I get her story? Let's see. Did I get her story? Okay. Well, yeah, somebody like Ansley. Ansley said he got this 2024 QX Infiniti, $58,000 vehicle. He said only paying $554 a month, first payment down. That's a lease now, right under 1%. And some of you know when I teach about leasing, we go from 1% to 1.5% of the MSRP. That's a deal. Closer you are to 1%, that's a steal. Anything under 1% is a steal. You stole a car. So he's like right under 1%, $554 a month. He said, I started the process Saturday. I accepted a deal Monday. That's it. Stuff doesn't take long. I told y'all, 90 minutes I get below market deals. When you have the internet at your disposal. Yeah, you have the internet. You can actually do things fast. When you know how to do them, you can actually do things fast and get results extremely quick. This is the internet. That's why you going in and spending 3 hours in a dealership and then going back another day and then going back another day. This is 2024. This is what our grandparents did. No offense. This is what our grandparents did. You're shopping for cars the same way they did. So what you want to do is you want to what question was that, Dolan? What question was that? It's getting late. I done lost my train of thought answering all these questions. Oh, that's right. Thank you. We're talking about the best time of year. So again, there's no best time of year. You want to position yourself. And now, if you want to do this thing your way, manually, I call several managers. Ask for the manager, tell them what I want, and then I watch the deals. But I'm not going to deal with a salesperson. I'm just not going to do it. It's too many games to be played. If I'm talking to someone, I'm only going to talk to a manager. Now, in my case, I don't talk to anyone. I rather just email salespeople. And I think most of you say, Deshone, I'd rather email and not talk to anybody. If you rather not talk, the people who are not good negotiators, I'm sure you would rather not talk. That's when you use my way, which is email. But if you're going to do it your way, you would call, you need to get at least 5 offers, talk to sales managers, and just tell them, hey, this is what I'm looking for. My deadline is this. And you'll see, they'll call you and they'll say, hey, all right, this is not good right now. Then 2 months from now, they'll call you, you get another offer, because the deals change every month. You have the holiday deals come around, maybe there's rebates that comes. Okay. And here's what I mean when I say being positioned. Sometimes I walk into the dealership, they call a sales meeting. And they're like, okay, listen, guys, it's the 10th of the month. We got to sell 250 new cars this month, and we're only at 50. We're way behind on with it. Anybody who's a real customer, call them up. We're not turning away any deal right now. That means if Austin Carroll here has positioned himself, hey, Austin, hey, listen, I know we've been talking since last month. I couldn't get to your number last month, but my salesman just told me any deal. Listen, I think we get that deal done right now. Okay, perfect. You're positioned. Instead of thinking that magically every dealer just at the end of the month has to hit their numbers. which is marketing. That's programming. That's all stuff we're unlearning. If you're unlearning on this stream, type the letter U. If you're unlearning, type the letter U. How out of all these dealerships, all of these businesses, you mean to tell me everyone just magically needs to hit their numbers at the end of the month? Nobody hits their numbers early. Nobody on the 27th said, we did it, guys. We hit our numbers. It's just magically every single month at the end of the month. All right, that's the best time. No, they know. They've been telling you guys that for decades. And I told you guys, we do that marketing because it works. That's why I want to rip you out of that. I see a lot of people on TikTok tapping and getting value out of this. I appreciate y'all. I'm glad y'all getting value. I see a lot of people typing their U's. Unlearning. That's the name of the game. So you want to be positioned so that when that meeting happens and they say, all right, we need a deal, you're the person they call. You're not going to be positioned waiting to the last minute. Now, again, if you waited to the last minute, no problem. You can still contact multiple dealers and get a below market deal, just like I just said to Ansley. Ansley, I read you Ansley's deal, paying under 1%. He got an under 1% lease. He did it in 3 days, one weekend. Started Saturday, made the deal Monday. So all of this, so if you're like, Deshone, I want the whole blueprint. I don't want to try to remember this. I love the streams, but I want the step-by-step. That's my new digital book, Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. You can get yours for 75% off. Click the link in my TikTok bio. You won't leave the broadcast, but it's only for 30 minutes. After that, it goes back up to $97. So if you went there and you saw the countdown, if it hit 0, it's back up to $97. But in Instagram, same thing, Instagram bio. On YouTube, you guys have a link in the comments, a pinned comment. You can get your copy for 75% off. And then on Facebook, you guys should see a floating link. Can you guys on Facebook see the link? Type a 1 if you can see the link on Facebook. And that'll get you the blueprint for 75% off. So you won't pay the normal $97 price. And then you have everything step by step, leasing step by step, buying step by step, selling your car in cash to cash buyers step by step. Everything is in a step by step way. Step 7 is delivery. By the time you get to step 7, I'm congratulating you for making your below market deal. Go ahead, Dolan. I see a lot of questions coming in on YouTube. All right, I'm gonna try to zip through these questions, but we're getting a lot of questions. Darnell from Facebook, what's up, man? Quick question. I'm in a lease, 2,000 miles over. How do I go into my next deal trying to grab a lease? Should I tell them that I have a lease and here's the payoff? No, you call your bank and you get offers from the companies that I'm naming. CarMax, Driveway, Carvana, Kelly's Blue Book, Instant Cash Offer, Auto Nation, Sell My Car, Car Gurus. Get 6 offers. Whenever you are, when you have a lease, this is very important detail. All of those websites are going to ask, is the car owned, lease, finance? You want to put owned because you want they have something that triggers, because once these car companies put third-party restrictions on their leases, their websites, they made what they did with their websites, which there's 2 types of leases. Ones that don't have a third-party restriction. I mean, you can sell to anybody you want, any company you want. You can sell to Carvana directly. Now, if you have a third-party restriction, we have a different strategy. We still need to get those 6 offers because that's going to tell us what our car is worth on the market. And then what we're going to do is we're going to call what third-party restriction doesn't limit your ability to sell. It limits who you can sell to. So you can, if you have a third-party restriction, you can only sell to a dealer that makes the vehicle, but they all pay a different price. So if you have a Nissan third-party restricted lease, you can only sell to a Nissan dealer, but they all pay different prices. So we pick up the phone, we have a conversation with who? Who's the only people we talk to, y'all? Who's the only people we talk to? Let me see who's locked in. Let me see who's locked in. Who's the only people we talk to? If we're talking. Let me see. Thank you, T. Z, manager. I love it, man. I love, see, the locked in people give me energy. So we have a conversation with a used car manager. People lost thousands of dollars buying their car and reselling them. This is what people do. And they don't realize they don't know what they're doing. When you bought the car, you had to pay taxes and fees. So we have people who are like, oh, I got $5,000 of equity, but I need to buy my car first and then resell it. So you're waiting for the title now. And then when you buy the car, you pay taxes and fees. Call that $3,000, $4,000 coming right out of your profit. We have people ended up with nothing, when they literally could have just sold to a used car dealer. Dealers don't pay the taxes, so your payoff that said you owed 24, your customer payoff, the dealer payoff is different. Sometimes it's a little lower because they're not paying taxes. And literally, you could have just went in, picked up your check. But this is financial literacy. So again, I'm not here to beat you up. I've been telling you for years. If this is your first time on a live with me, type the number 1. First time on a live ever. To those of you who this is not your first time, you may have heard me for years tell you that when you want to, if you truly want to save, you have to treat car buying like buying a small house, not like buying a big TV. Big TVs, you have to treat it like a small house. $50,000 house. Some of you, and we know, I mean, not today, but there was a day when you could get a shack in certain towns, small towns, rural town, 50,000. But even if you were buying a $50,000 house, shack, you took it seriously, right? You took it seriously, right? It wasn't like, oh, it's only 50,000. It's not a $300,000 house. It's not a 500,000. No, you didn't say, oh, it's 50,000. I'm not gonna get an attorney. I'm not gonna get a realtor. I'm not gonna get a title aid. It's only small. No. You treat it like a small house, and you will see how much money is in these deals. I promise you that. All right. So what you do is you find out if you have equity in the car. That's the first thing you need to do, Darnell. Watch what once we finish this up, the YouTube replay will be there. Or if you're like Deshone, I want to know how to do it right now. You can get your copy of Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Save Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. I walk you through it step by step. It's the blueprint. And you can get it in the YouTube pinned comment, 75% off. All right, Sir Francis on YouTube. A lot of questions coming from YouTube. Let's go TikTok. Let's go Instagram. I see what's good. I don't know if I'm still, oh, man. You know what? I know what it is. I'm not going to mention it right here. I'm actually streaming a live broadcast, I think, the same time. I think I'm streaming 2 live broadcasts on Instagram and Facebook at the same time right now. All right. I'm looking to replace my beater. My bank and credit union hit me with a 12% interest rate, 12.128. Can I find a good deal? Should I wait? Should I grab a cheap car until the market cools down? First of all, the market, listen, let me show you something. Because this is, when people say the market, let me take you back to the pandemic. Show you Bonita's deal that was made mid-pandemic. This was December 18th, 2022. I was teaching already hundreds of people, working with them personally to buy a car. I do have programs where I work with people all around the country to buy a car. Like, we work together. I walk them through my process, right? I remember the Kia Telluride and the Hyundai Palisade were like hot like lava. Dealers are charging people $10,000, $15,000 over sticker. She comes in, she wants to lease a Kia Telluride. She follows the process, uses the 25-to-5 strategy, same strategy in my book, in my digital book, be in your inbox in 5 minutes. She's paying $600 a month, and she gave them $600. Right here, took a picture of it. You guys can't see it. If you were on YouTube, you'd be able to see it. I'm so excited. Just leased my dream vehicle, 2023 Kia Telluride S with the sunroof. I put $600 down, 36-month lease. I'm out of here. People are leasing that same vehicle still $800 a month, $900 a month. It's just, so when you say, Sir Francis, should I wait till the market cools down? The market is going to do this all the time, but there's three prices that people pay: market value, above market value, below market value. It's three prices. So the market's going to do what it's going to do. As you can see, and look, and during the pandemic, the market is ridiculous. You got skills, you get below market prices. And it's simple. It's just treating car buying like everything else. Multiple offers, multiple options. That is the name of the game. So now, getting back to the meat and potatoes of your question, now that you really understand that it's not a matter of the market. You're looking to replace, I guess you got an older car. Okay, perfect, beat it. Bank and credit union hit me with a 12.8% interest rate. So I'm guessing you got a pre-approval. You probably I hope you didn't get a hard credit pre-approval. I teach in my book, and I'm gonna teach you here, something called restricted pre-approvals. They're terrible. Restricted pre-approvals, they give one hard credit pull. That's one characteristic of a restricted pre-approval. I don't want a hard credit pull on my pre-approval. And then they have an expiration date. That means they're putting these are so bad, and they're everywhere now. And you know why they're everywhere? Because pre-approvals became the talk of the town. So as soon as something becomes the talk of the town, dealers quickly adjust, banks quickly adjust to see how can we continue to financially abuse people and limit them and restrict them. So now you have an expiration date. So now I got a hard credit pull, and it expires in 45 days. So now it's like, oh, I got to hurry up and find a car, because if I don't find a car in 45 days, what happens? Somebody tell me, someone tell me what happened. Somebody type in, what happens when I have a pre-approval that's good for 45 days and I don't find a car in 45 days and they already pulled my credit with a hard pull? What happens? What happened? Right. You got to start all over. Thank you, Robin. You got to start all over. So that is why we don't do pre-approvals that require a hard pull. You get another hit on your credit, and then now you're forcing yourself to try to find a car before the pre-approval expires. Now, not only is a dealership pressuring you, your own bank, hurry up and find that car. You know, we only got 3 more days. So what we do is the only purpose of a pre-approval is to budget. That's the only purpose. When you get pre-approved for a mortgage, it's to budget. When they tell you you're pre-approved, here's your interest rate, here's the amount of the loan you qualify for, here's the term, now you can budget. Now you can see, okay, how much do I want to spend now? That's the only purpose of a pre-approval. So when you now, what we do, I have a tool in my book that I created. It's called the Perfect Budget Calculator. We do not get a hard credit pull. We take the average interest rate, and I link you to the average interest rate on the market. And then we use that, we put that into the Perfect Budget Calculator. You put in your ideal payment for 5 years, your ideal payment for 6 years. You put in any down payment you may want to do. This is very important because you're going to learn how to. Some of you are like, Deshone, well, I got 4,000 down. I could do up to 4,000 down, but if I don't have to, then I'm not going to do it. Perfect. Because every time we're shopping with no money down. Now, when you end up putting money down, that's fine, But our first goal is a no money down deal. And then if we find a car and it's like, okay, great, we'll put money down. But here's how it works. When you put your preferred money down into the perfect budget calculator, and then you put any equity you have from your old car, if it's zero, you don't have an old car, you put zero. Now here's what you get: multiple goals. You put your state in there, it takes into account your taxes. Because how many of you, be honest, have went to a dealership thinking, all right, I got it all figured out. All right, I'm gonna spend this. Boom, you think you're going there, and then they say, how do you want to pay the taxes? Type me if that's ever happened to you. Or how do you want to pay the taxes and fees? You want to put that on a credit card? Type me if that's happened to you before. This is how you prevent that. You need to actually factor in the taxes and fees before you ever start looking for a car. So there was no tool like this. That's why I created it. I built at least 6 calculators that are in my book. Not calculators you can go Google, literally calculators that I said, this is what I needed to do. We wrote the code, we built the calculator. It's our calculator, it's our intellectual property. We own it, we created it. Because there were no calculators that did the things we needed to. There's another calculator when we're shopping for offers. We put all our offers in. It tells us which one is the best and it calculates counter offers. So going back to the perfect budget calculator, you'll have a goal. Your first goal will be 5-year loan, no money down, nothing. That's one price. It'll tell you could spend $22,000 there. Your next goal is no money down, 6-year loan. See, some of you don't realize, if you pay $450 a month for 5 years, that's the first goal. All right, if I can't find a car for $450 a month for 5 years, all right, what's my purchase price for $450 a month for 6 years? Okay, and then what's my purchase price for 5 years with my down payment? And then my max budget is a 6-year loan. That's the longest loan we'll ever recommend. Never longer than 6-year loan. That means you can't afford the car. If you got to take a loan longer than 6 years, you can't afford that car. It's like a 40-year mortgage. You do know there's 40-year mortgages, and then that's your max budget. So now what you're doing is you're shopping for cars below your max, because every time you shop for cars with your max budget in mind, you go in and you say, all right, I want to spend $500 a month, $500 a month, $500 a month. What happens? Do you leave at $500 a month? You go in the dealership, you're like, all right, $500. I ain't spending no more than $500. What happens? You go over, right? Right? Oh, over. Exactly. So that is why you don't want to shop with your max in mind. You come out of 800, Josh said, come out of 800, right? You cannot shop with your max in mind. And what the perfect budget calculator does is give you multiple goals below your max. So by the time you get to your max, it's your 4th, 5th, or 6th goal. That's how you move. And that's why you can't do that with pre-approvals. You can't, and again, restricted pre-approvals are the worst. And after we go find our car, that's when we come home and we shop our rates. Because many of these banks and credit unions won't give you a rate because you don't have a car yet. That just shows they don't understand us. And that's cool. We just need to adjust. Because if you understand, the reason I'm calling you for a pre-approval is because I'm going to get a car. But they're asking you, well, what kind of car is it? You need to give us the car information. So the way we do it with the bank bidding war, which you get as soon as you get the book, you get the bank bidding war blueprint with it. We're not shopping our rates and loans until after we've secured our car. We leave a deposit on it, and then we come home. Now we're letting all these banks and lenders access our credit, and we're letting them bid. That's the bank bidding war. You have to change your process, Sir Charles. You have to change your process, and you're saving your financing for later. And now, if you want to just, you talked about getting a cheap car. The solution to avoiding and hey, I don't know how to shop. I'm still nervous. I'm too nervous. I'm not ready. Is always, all right, I can get a cheap car. Give me a $2,000, $3,000 car, Facebook Marketplace, whatever. But When you want to move into the big boy toys, $15,000, $20,000 cars plus, this is how you do it. Budget first, find your car, find a below market deal, then come home, let all the banks and lenders compete for your business. That's how you guarantee you get the best rate. Go ahead, Dolan. You can throw that next one up. Jimmy Dice, how can I work them down to invoice price? You talking, oh man, invoice price is not the best deal on cars. You talking about invoice price? All right, I'll give you invoice price, but I ain't gonna give you this $3,000 rebate you don't know about. There's more than invoice price. That's old 2005 internet. Kelly's Blue Book tips. So go in, get them to the invoice price. Half these people that you're seeing, all of these people that you're seeing, me post these car deals too. If they paid invoice price, their payments would be hundreds of dollars more. Invoice price doesn't mean that's not the best deal. And it's not all the money. There's hidden money. There's rebates and incentives you don't know about. Invoice price means nothing. Never has. Munition on YouTube. I currently have a 700 credit score. Good job. Trying to build it higher before I get a new car. I want a 2020 M340. How can I get a low APR and low monthly payment? I just told you that. Your APR has nothing. First of all, you need to get the car for the lowest price. Again, if you guys will think about the 3 pillars, you cannot get a good deal. If somebody mixes their deals into 3, there's 3 pillars of a car deal. Who you buy your car from, who you get your loan from, who you sell your old car to. 3 pillars. In order to get a great deal, all 3 of those pillars must be below market. You must get the best price you can on the market for who you get your old car to. That's why we don't trade. Trading is a curse word here. Only people that trade are people who have negative equity. That's the only time we trade if you can't pay off the difference. That's why I hate negative equity. I want you to stay out of it. Learn about leasing, because those of you who keep switching your cars and you're like, Deshone, I always have negative equity. It's because you haven't learned about leasing. Somebody told you don't lease. You keep buying your cars, trading them in 2, 3, 4 years, always have negative equity. You have horrible deal structure. And that's the solution is lease. You should be shopping for below market leases. But that's one thing. Who you sell your car to, who you get your new car, who you get your loan from. There's 20, 30 banks around you. There's banks online. You have a credit union. You have a bank. Dealerships have banks. All of these people should be competing, and you should be looking at the offers. But you're talking about a monthly payment. What you're not talking about is I need to make sure I'm going to find the lowest price 2020 M340 in the market. So if I'm shopping for a car like that, I'm shopping 100, 200 miles to see all the M40s. If I got to go, you'll see, look at this. Look at, there's my man, I think it was Vincent, got his pre-owned Lincoln. Hold up, let me see. Vincent in here. See, oh, there we go. Vincent. So check it out. He set out to get 30 to 35% off original MSRP. We talked about that earlier in the stream, how when we're getting a pre-owned car, if you don't have that original price, especially with any car, but with an M, it could be $20,000 difference in the original list price of the vehicle. So his goal was to get 30 to 35% off. He ended up getting 43% off at a dealership that delivered the car from 1 state away. 1 state away. So we have the entire market. The entire market for us is a playground. If you saw one 2020 M340 and said, "Oh, I like that. That's a good looking vehicle. All right, I wonder what price I get for that. What's the best you could do for that?" You already lost, bro. You already lost. It's over. You need to know where every M340 is within 200 miles of you and be, okay, looking at who's the best price one. Who has the biggest discount from the original price of the M? Who has the biggest discount? Then once I lock that up, now let me go and work out my payment and who's going to get me a loan. What bank or credit union is going to get me the best rate? Because banks and credit unions are having field days right now, charging people 7, 8, 9, 10%, and they're just taking it. Oh, I guess the rates are high. They told me the rates are high. This is it. Man, these rates are crazy. These rates are crazy. They ain't shopping them. They ain't shopping them. So this is what you have to separate your transactions. Separate your transactions. Stop giving car dealers 3 transactions if you want to make deals. You cannot buy a car from a car dealership and get your loan from them and trade your car into them and think you got a good deal. There's too much money in each of those transactions. You have to bid each one of those out, look at multiple offers, and thank God for the internet. We can do that in seconds when you know what you're doing. So everything that I'm teaching, everything in this stream is out of my new digital book, Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. You can get your copy and have the entire blueprint for buying buying cars, leasing cars, used cars, your high mileage drivers. Like, we haven't talked about high mileage drivers today, but y'all are losing more money than everybody because your depreciation is more than everyone. It's all in there step by step, walking you through my path of how we pay less than anybody. So everybody you see, Ansley here, Vincent that you just saw, everybody, Tasha who got a huge amount of money off a car that only had 5,000 miles on it. Sean got over $20,000 off his F-150 Lightning. Anybody on here with an F-150 Lightning? Did you get $21,000 off of it? Just if anybody has this vehicle, we have Rosalie. She just got her QX 60 Infinity, $60,000 truck. She's paying $592 a month, $60,000 truck, $592 a month. She did multiple. I taught her about multiple security deposits, which I teach in my book. This is advanced strategies. This is Jen. All of these people got below market deals. Trust in the same process I'm trying to get you to follow, the same process that's in my new digital book, Cars from Home. You can Google it. It's 5 stars on Goodreads. That ship has sailed. I've been doing this long enough to have hundreds of people who already use this stuff that I know about, thousands that I don't know about, but hundreds that actually report to me, Deshone, look at my car, look at my car, look at my car, look at my deal, look at my deal. And you can have this blueprint tonight, today. Click my TikTok bio, get your copy for 75% off. You won't pay the $97 price. As soon as you get your book, in my Instagram bio, same thing. You'll see as soon as you pay for it at the discounted price, save that page. I say screenshot it. It has the support email, just in case for any reason the book is not in your inbox or spam. Usually you're typing fast, you put the wrong letter in there. Contact my support team so they can get you the book immediately so you can have these tools forever. I want you to pay less than everyone else forever. Facebook, you guys have the link right in front of you. And then YouTube, you guys have the link in the comment section. So listen, we did a long stream. We're almost 2 hours. I'm going to wrap it up. This is all we do. I'll be tapping back in regularly. Everybody on TikTok, I'm about to start doing, I just launched a new TikTok page. Starting next week, maybe tomorrow, because I already got it laid out. And I've been wanting to do this for y'all for a long time. So, and this is only for people on TikTok. I want everybody, if you're on YouTube watching this, you're on Facebook. I know everybody's not on TikTok, but I have to do TikTok first because TikTok is where my whole career online was launched. TikTok, we went May 19th, 2021, 100,000 followers in 24 hours, million followers in 30 days. And it's just been up. So I always give TikTok the first everything, just because that's my thank you to the platform. I'm gonna start doing. I have all types of. I pulled all the data for the best and worst cars. Here's what I'm gonna start doing. I want y'all to go to go to Deshone Live. Go to Deshone Live, and here's what I want to give y'all some of these categories that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I just had to figure out how we were going to do it. And we got data. This isn't my opinion. I need you to know what the best and worst cars are based on the data. So we'll be doing top 5 best SUVs, top 5 best compact SUVs, top 5 best sedans, top 5 best electric cars, top 5 hybrid vehicles, luxury cars, best pickup trucks, sports cars, minivans. And now, most affordable cars, top 5 best value for your money cars according to the data, top 5 most affordable SUVs according to the data, top 5 best used cars under 20,000 according to the data, safest cars, most reliable cars. All of these are different categories, and I'm gonna be launching like 3-4 videos a day on these categories: safest SUVs, safest cars, most fuel efficient cars, environment. Now we got, I think, 50 best categories, but then we have the worst. Then we have the worst. Top worst SUVs, worst compact SUVs, worst sedans, worst electric vehicles, worst luxury vehicles based on data. This is very important because the worst thing that I could do for you is show you how to pay less than everyone else for a car that's on the worst list. So, we have a check we do. Now, don't worry. You don't have to wait for the worst list. We have a small check we do. It takes us 5 minutes. We do a Google search. It's in my book. It's in my book. We do a Google search to check the initial quality, reliability, and longevity of every vehicle before we ever shop for it. So we're always going to make sure we check these things beforehand. But I want everyone to know at scale, there's millions of vehicles being sold a month, a year. Really a month. 60 million cars are sold a year. I don't know if you knew that, but yeah, so that is coming. But yeah, other than that, y'all, this is the name of the game. This is all I love doing. I will be back to y'all maybe tomorrow for another stream. If not, we'll tap back in Monday. We'll be tapping in, and I look forward to just continuing to hear from you guys. I want you guys writing me. Everyone who got the book, send me your success stories. Send me your success stories. Like I love getting these success stories. Look, this one was from Vicky. She said, "Hey, Deshone, thanks to your book and methods, I was able to get my new lease for a 24 Volkswagen Atlas SE Peak Edition with the tech package for $175 less a month than my first quotes." Very important. She said, "I did it all online except for picking up the car. I put no money down other than first payment and DMV fees, which is probably about $300, and saved over $6,000 over the life of my lease using your scripts." Those are email scripts. We don't talk. "I worked with 10 dealers and quickly found the 20% willing to work with me." Some of you know, if you've been on the stream before, I call the 80%. There's no way for you to get a great deal working with them. 80% of dealers, their best deal is not going to be a below market deal. So when people say to you, "Yeah, that's my best price," listen, that's my best price, but that's not the best price in the market. That's just that dealer's best price. And if you're dealing with an 80% dealer, 8 out of 10 dealers are overpriced. That's why when you start getting these quotes, when you get these quotes and you follow the system that you're getting in this book, you're going to see that out of all the quotes you get, 80% of them are going to be high. They're going to be like, "Yo, I can't believe they're trying to charge me this." Believe it. And what's even worse is people with no skills are paying those prices. That's the only reason why they're quoting you that, because they think you're a person with no skills too. But the 20% is what Vicky's talking about. That's who we work with. That's who we find. And that's what multiple offers allows you to reveal. The 20% of dealers who beat all their competition. She said 2 of the 10 were working with me to move the price lower and lower. I'm paying nearly the same as I paid for my former lease that was a 21. I'm so happy. I tell all my friends about the book. So people who were getting, and she put money down for her old lease. This lease, no money down. So this is what it's about. Once you learn, you're unstoppable. And I'm not teaching you what not to do in the book. In what we talk about, I spend a lot of time warning you. Don't do this. Don't do this. You see all my social media videos? Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't shout like this. Never do this. But in my book, it's do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And it's a digital book. So that way, when I have to update it, it gets updated. I don't have to mail you out a new copy or say, "Hey, well, that was edition 1, but guess what? New websites are out now. So now pay again and get the book." You have the book. We update it usually every couple months because something new happens. Vroom went out of business earlier this year. We had to update the book, updated the file. People opened it up. They never saw Vroom again. That's how we do. We're not going to keep charging you for a book. That's the name of the game. That's why we do a digital book. But anyway, YouTube link for all of you who want your book, 75% off in the YouTube comments, in my TikTok bio, only for 30 minutes, Instagram bio, or in the Facebook comments. If you went there already and that timer hit 0, unfortunately, that price will be back up to $97, which is still a great offer because, you know, you're going to save thousands of dollars. So, T said, man, I just bought that book. I have 5 seconds left. Oh, so you went there with 5 seconds left before it went back to the 97. Not my man. I can't tell if you're a girl or a woman. So I mean a girl or a dude. So you know, my fault. But enjoy it, use it, and I want you to write me, email, female. Okay, good. I want you to send me your success story as soon as you get your car. Use it step by step. Trust the process. Unlearn everything you were taught about cars. If it doesn't say do it in that book, don't do it. People say, "Oh, Deshone, well, I was looking on the websites and I see they want this money for this." When did I tell you to look on websites? No, you didn't. It didn't say that. Then don't do it. It's a waste of time. You know, so everything. So if I don't say it in that book, do not do it. Everything that if it's supposed to be in there, it will be there. That process is foolproof. It's like a McDonald's system. That's why it's like, hey, you know, you can't go to McDonald's and be like, you know, you work for McDonald's. All right, I know you told me leave the fries in for 4 minutes, but you know, I like the fries a little well done. I'm gonna leave them in for 6. No, this is a system. This is a system. Don't touch anything. Do what it says. High schoolers can run this whole thing. That's why a high schooler could get that book and get a below market deal. It's that step by step. All right. So good job, T. Good job. I can't wait to hear from you. And Jazz said, me and my dad got the book. He looked out for me. Way to go. Way to go. If I had no money, I would find $24. Get the book at the discounted price if you get there before $97, and I would go do car deals with no money down. Because the book is going to teach you how to shop with no money down and get below market deals. So you don't have to have a dime to your name, and you can get no money down deals, and that's what it's about. That's what it's about. So, all right, y'all, let me check out. This was a great one. Appreciate you, Dolan. Thanks for moderating in the back, man, getting as many comments as we can. Thank you for making this thing work, and we will certainly be back. We'll see you on another one. Shout out to everybody that got your book. Shout out to the action takers. Stay locked in. I'll see y'all soon.